Okay, this is the Tuesday, July 14th meeting of the Eastern Illinois Area Special Ed Executive Board. Go ahead and call the meeting to order. Carla, if you would do roll call, please.
Tom Mulligan. Todd Villardo.
Here.
Bill Fritcher.
Here.
Carrie Jackson.
Here.
Kevin Ross.
Here.
Kent Stouter.
Here.
Jeanette Young.
Here.
Okay, seeing that this is the first meeting of the year, we need to elect board officers. We have members of the board this year are listed here. We've got Bill Fritcher here with us today, but Todd Butler is the representative. And absent from the meeting today are Tom Mulligan from Arcola and Eric Van Hovelen from Windsor. But we need a president and a secretary for the board. And do I have any nominations for the office of president, which Kent Stouter has served for the last in that office for the last couple of years.
Nominate Tom Mulligan.
All right, we've got a nomination for Tom Mulligan. That's what you get for missing it. I like it. Any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations for the office of president? Yeah, all right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Who was the second?
Bill Fritcher was the second. Okay, so by Kevin Ross nominated. We want that in the minutes for sure. The office of the secretary, Todd Villardo, has filled that position for the last couple of years. It is. You have to sign, like the president, you have to sign some papers in the spring. That's about it. Do I have a motion for the office of secretary?
Stouter nominated Van Hovelen.
Okay,
I'll second that nomination.
we've got it. Who made the motion on that? Was that Kevin? Stouter made the nomination? Okay. All right. Stouter made the nomination. Bill Fritcher seconded. Eric Van Hovelen, any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations for the office of secretary? All right. Motion Villardo. Second. Second, Carrie Jackson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. We've got, this is what you get for missing. And I think, Kent, you were missing last year, and that's how you got the president, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll teach people to miss in July.
Yeah, you notice he's here this year.
That's right. Yeah. Agenda item 5.1 is our meeting minutes from last month. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to review those. I don't know where my board meeting minutes went. Oh, there they are. So hopefully everybody's had a chance to view these. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented? Motion. Motion, Kevin Ross, second, Kent Stouter. I believe because we are meeting online, all of our votes are supposed to be roll call votes. So, Carl, if you do a roll call vote, please.
Todd Villardo.
Yes.
Bill Fritcher.
Yes.
Carrie Jackson.
Yes.
Kevin Ross.
Yes.
Kent Stouter. Jeanette Young.
Okay, motion carries. Agenda item number 2 is our monthly bills and financial statements. We've got the invoice listing presented here. from our bills for July. Our financial statement, we have a balance at the end of the month of $1.3 million after our outstanding checks have been accounted for. I was talking with Rachel Beaver. She's been here for a couple of years now, and the year that she took over, our beginning balance on July of that year was $400,000. We didn't have enough money to make our net payroll, and so it's and that was mainly due to the outgoing person not having reports done in time to get reimbursement. So we've righted the ship in terms of that. Also, just in terms of the financials of EASE, I've had a couple of questions from districts about, I think, because it's been a while and quite a bit has happened since we were having discussions about the IDEA grants and how our joint agreement will work and billing for this year, because those were really the spring of 2019 that we were having all those discussions. And this year, for the FY21, this is the year where I've been writing districts' IDEA grants. And so we used to EASE wrote one for everybody. Now we're writing one for each district. The first part of everybody's IDEA grant is basically to pay for EASE's your bill at EASE. Some of our districts that will use up their entire IDEA grant, and then their EASE bill, because they have the number of kids they have at TLC or Life Academy or whatever. If they use up all of their funds, then they will have to pay out of local funds, just like they have in the past. But some of the districts, because they don't have very many kids in TLC or Life Academy, will have to write in for local expenditures out of their IDEA funds. So we'll be getting with those districts. There's not as many of those. I mean, there's a few who don't use all of their amount. But one of the things that I know that people are, as they're working on budgeting for next year, they're having their final EASE bill from FY20 that they paid in most likely in FY21, because they're paying those bills now. And then we're going to switch to quarterly billing. And so you'll have for FY21 services, we'll have a quarterly bill that comes out every quarter, and that will, like I said, the first parts of that, we will be able to get reimbursement for you from your IDEA grants, but then at a certain point you will many districts will run out of those funds and they'll have to pay those out of local. What I'm going to try to do is maybe this week is to get everybody as close as I can an estimate based off of what last year's bill is, what you should be budgeting for FY21, because you'll need to include your expenditure from, if you had an FY20 bill that you paid in FY21, that amount will be need to be budgeted for as an expenditure, plus what you're likely going to be paying in FY21 for FY21 services, and what you should expect in terms of a revenue. Really, what I'm going to have for that right now is just what the current IDEA estimated grant amount is for each district, but in reality that will be more. It won't be until October that the finalized IDEA grant amounts come out, and so each district will have a greater amount in their revenue that they'll have from what I'll be able to estimate now, but I'm not really able to get a real clear picture of that until we finalize the FY20 grant expenditures. So does that make sense? Just so that way everybody can kind of have a general guideline of what, in my opinion, they would need to budget for in terms of expenditures and revenue for expenses back to us. And then things that I wouldn't necessarily know is if you're sending kids to a private facility or something like that, you would need to include those in your additional costs for expenditure estimates. Any thoughts, questions? Okay. And then the rest of the financial presentation here, we had the end of the year revenue and financial summary amounts, and then this is our end of the going back to 1980, our end of the month financial amounts. Rachel, anything that you wanted to say or add on the financial reports? All right, she thinks we did good. Do I have a motion to approve the financial report as presented?
So moved, Dietrich.
Motion by Dietrich. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Kent Stouter. Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla.
Todd Velardo,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Kent Stouter,
Yes.
Danette Young.
Okay. The next agenda item is the second review of our tentative budget for this next fiscal year. And once again, like when we look at going back to prior fiscal years, because the $8 million or so IDEA grant is going directly to districts now, our federal sources of revenue have dropped by about $8 million, and our local sources of revenue have increased by about $8 million. And so where we're showing a difference in our sources of revenue and expenditures, obviously you guys will as well. And so that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, of needing to reflect and make sure that that your federal revenue amounts are more closely matched to what you will receive this upcoming year, and then to match your expenditures there. But this has been presented last month. There have not been that many changes to it. I think we went through, and Rachel went through it again to kind of double check and make sure that personnel were in the right lane and column. Got all of that updated for next year, and looking at budgets. One of the things that we are doing, and you'll see here the business office going, those expenditures going down significantly on here, and that is because that's the budget code that the subgrant payments got paid out of. So we had about $1.5 million in subgrant payments. So that was the reason for that. And the administration costs going down significantly this year. That was because that was the budget amount where we had the HVAC replacement, and then the facility improvements and everything were paid out of that account as well. So some of those costs have gone down due to those expenditures rolling off. Any questions on the draft budget? Don't think that we need a motion. We will look at this again at the August board meeting, and then we'll ask the governing board to vote on a draft budget at our August 25th governing board meeting. Agenda item number 6 is destruction of verbatim recordings of closed meetings. I'm recommending that the executive board authorize the destruction of the closed session audio recordings of regular and special meetings for February 13th, 2018, and September 11th, 2018. Do I have a motion to that effect?
Charleston moves.
Motion by Charleston. Bill Fritcher makes a second. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, Carla?
Todd Velardo,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher, Kerry Jackson,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Kent Stouter,
Yes.
Danette Young.
Bill, we get a yes from you?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. No problem. Thanks. Next agenda item is a review of the closed session minutes. We've got this is a log of all of the closed session minutes that we kept and had on file. It's my recommendation that the executive board maintain all of the currently closed executive session minutes as closed. Do I have a motion to that effect? Motion by Kevin Ross, second Dietrich. Any questions or discussion? All in favor say aye. Or, sorry, roll call vote. Can't do that anymore.
Todd Velardo,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Kent Stouter,
Yes.
Danette Young.
Okay, motion carries.
Do you want to do resignations? That was on item number 5.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. It looks like I missed an item of resignation, so we'll come back to that. Board policy updates. I've attached the recommended policy updates, which we looked at last month and have been on display at this office. This is press release 103, which most of you know if you're press subscribers. The 104 just came out. I have not really had a chance to take a look at that yet, but that's got some pretty important things for the upcoming school year. So I'm going to try to have that reviewed and ready to be adopted, maybe if possible, at the August board meeting. Nothing else going on. I know. I know. I'm recommending that the EIASE Executive Board approve the board policy changes as presented. Do I have a motion to that effect?
Make that motion.
We got Bill Fritcher and Kevin Ross made a second. Any questions or discussion? Okay. Roll call vote, Carla?
Todd Velardo,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Kent Stouter,
Yes.
Danette Young.
Okay, I have it on the resignations on the consent agenda, but I did not have any. I did not list any resignations. Did we have any that you're aware of?
We did. We had Melody Childress,
Okay.
teacher at Fresh Start. We had Jill Bowen,
Okay.
speech language path, and Tanya Reynolds in Aid at Life Academy.
I'll just present those next month.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I think that's everything that we have. Any other items? Thoughts, questions, concerns? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Roll call.
Kent Stouter makes the motion to adjourn.
Charleston.
Todd Velardo makes the second. I guess roll call vote.
Todd Velardo,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Kent Stouter,
Yes.
Danette Young.